What's up, everybody? This is Justin with Sillage Scents. Today I've got a video for you that I think is going to be really cool. I have a legit, I think fairly complete fragrance collection that you could buy today for $200 or less. I'm going to have some different options you could swap out for some things, but this pretty much covers the bases, any season, any situation. And I would love to know as we get going down in the comments, what would you swap out on this list? What would be your $100 or $200 fragrance collection? Also, if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I got 2 or 3 videos coming out every week, plus shorts and things like that. So I hope you can join us. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'll tell you the fragrance and what they cost approximately. A lot of these, there's a range online. The first one we're going to mention, this has been compared to La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. This is Ferragamos F Black. Now this one got a lot of hype from Jeremy Fragrance a while back. And it is similar to La Nuit de l'Homme, except you've got black pepper rather than the cardamom in La Nuit. And you also have about only half of the sweetness. It's nowhere near as sweet as La Nuit de l'Homme, but you've got some apple and some lavender in the opening. You've got black pepper. You've got some tonka and some labdanum in the base, so some resins and that kind of thing. It actually, to me, smells less sweet than the notes would imply. And I also get a little bit of a leathery vibe to this one and a little bit of a powdery vibe as well. This one is a great 3-season, everything but summer fragrance that you can dress it up, you can wear it casual. It's just very pleasant, something mysterious about it as well. First time I sprayed it on, I forgot it was on my hand, and a couple hours later I was like, wow, what is that? And I bought it shortly thereafter. All right, the next one we're going to go with, this one is actually a clone of a very popular niche fragrance, of course, Creed's Aventus. And there's probably dozens of clones at this point, but this is my favorite one that I've tried. I've got several, but this is the one that I most often recommend. This is Alhara's L'Aventure. And so this one is going to mimic fruity Aventus more so than smoky Aventus. And it has the very similar fragrance profile and probably 90% similarity to a kind of modern batch of Aventus. It's a long-lasting, probably 8-hour fragrance. Some people say they get significantly more than that, but you've got that beautiful, bright, fruity opening. You've got the black currant and that sort of grabbing, fruity opening. And then as you get down towards the dry down, you've got some darker notes. You've got the complexity of sort of the sweet notes and the more woodsy notes. It just makes it a great all year round fragrance. You can pretty much wear this one anytime, anywhere. If you've never tried Aventus for some crazy reason, this is a great one to dip your toes in and see if you like this DNA. And this one, as well as the last one I just showed you, you can get anywhere from the low 20s to $25, $26, something like that. The next one, this is another clone. A bunch of these aren't clones, but some of them are. And this one is a clone of another Creed fragrance, Creed's Green Irish Tweed. This has been called like the king of spring fragrances. This one is Très Nuit, and it's very similar to Green Irish Tweed. You've got this lemon verbena opening, so this kind of bright citrus opening. You've also got a kind of green heart to the fragrance. You've got something that is very sort of clean, almost a soapy clean feeling. You've got a fresh iris. You've got ambroxan. It's just a very fresh fragrance that's going to work well in spring and in summer, even in fall. I would pick something else for winter, but this is a great versatile fragrance, which again, you can get in the low 20s, maybe 22 on up to $25, something like that. And all of these prices are going to be from discounters, and I shop with a bunch of them. You can just search online and find the best prices. All right, the next one we're going to go into, this is something that would definitely lean more towards cold weather, although I have worn it on some warmer days and it did great. This one is a clone of Mugler's Pure Malt, which is a beautiful flanker of the original Amen by Mugler. This one is Starman Nebula by Fragrance World. I've picked up a few Fragrance World fragrances lately and been very impressed with them. You can get this for under $30 on a few websites online. And what you're going to get is a sweet, spicy, boozy, cold weather fragrance. It's got a little bit of a similarity to the original Amen with kind of the aromatic qualities and some of the sweetness, but this one is going to add a boozy note. I don't know, I believe it's whiskey. I'm not sure exactly what they call that. And then it's got plenty of spiciness. There's something that reminds me a little bit barbershop of this one. Just some sort of like a fresh feeling that mixes with the spiciness. And I just absolutely love this one. I've worn it quite a bit since I picked it up. And for $30 or less, it's a great pickup. And I never got to smell the original pure malt, but from reviews that I've seen, this one is very similar to the original. All right, another one that is geared more towards cold weather. This is one that I wouldn't wear in the summer, but the other 3 seasons, I think I would definitely wear it, and I have. I first picked this one up in a department store and thought, wow, what a unique, spicy, leathery, dark fragrance. This is John Varvatos Vintage. And so this one does have some woods and some leather. It's got some cinnamon. It's got a little bit of a fruity opening with rhubarb being a unique note that you don't see in a lot of fragrances. It's got a little vanilla. The thing about this one is it's a classic scent profile. This would have worked probably in the 80s or 90s, but it's still relevant today. This is something that is nostalgic for me, even though, of course, it didn't exist whenever I was a kid. It's got a throwback feel with some modern sensibilities that make it just a great, very pleasant fragrance that, again, you can wear it in jeans and a t-shirt, you can wear it in a suit, and it somehow fits both of those wardrobes. All right, we'll go one more that is pretty versatile. I don't know if I'd wear it in the heat of summer, but it is definitely one that works in cooler weather, and some people do actually wear this fragrance in summer. This is a clone of Tom Ford's Ombre Leather, and it's a very inexpensive clone. I forgot to mention on the John Varvatos I just showed you, that's about a $35 to $40 fragrance. This one is a $12 to $15 fragrance when you can find it in stock on Fragrance Buy. This is Maison Alhambra, a branch of Latafa, Amber and Leather. And this is a brick of a bottle, 100 mil. I paid like $12 and some change for this. And it is probably a 90% similar clone of Ombre Leather, which Ombre Leather is a smooth, slightly spicy, milder leather fragrance. Tuscan Leather being Tom Ford's kind of more animalic, stronger leather fragrance. This one's pretty easy to pull off. The only thing that I would say is Ombre Leather is known for its masterful blend and smoothness, and this one's not blended quite as well. I can pick out some of the notes. You know, the violet leaf stands out a little bit, whereas, you know, in Ombre Leather, it just smells like a leather jacket. This one, a great fragrance, very similar to Ombre, just not quite as masterfully crafted, but for $12 to $15, that's very understandable. All right, the next couple are going to be summer scents. So far, we've had some that work great in mild weather, work great in the cold. These two are just epic summer fragrances. The first one that I'll mention, this is a $20 pickup. You can get it at, I've seen it at rack stores everywhere for a long time. And this one is a tropical scent. This is going to smell like you're lying by the pool in a tropical setting with a margarita in your hand. This is Tommy Bahama's Set Sail St. Bart's. So you've got a tequila note, you've got lime and coconut, you've got a musky dry down. It's just a very beautiful tropical vacation scent. Obviously you can wear it anytime, anywhere in the spring or in the summer and it's going to work, but it does have like that Jimmy Buffett vibe all the way. $20, it's an amazing scent. The only downside is going to be performance. It's about a 5-hour fragrance, something like that, but man, it smells good, especially those first 3 hours or so. This next one is a great summer fragrance, which has far better performance on my skin. Shockingly, this is like an 8 to 10 hour fragrance. This is Jimmy Choo Man Ice, and it's been compared to Dior Homme Cologne, which is often described as like an iced lemonade. And this one, I would say yes, except it's like an iced lemonade with a splash of orange and a little more vetiver. The vetiver in this one is kind of a fresh, clean vetiver, but with that lemon and orange with some sweet citrus in the opening that actually does last for pretty much the life of the fragrance, at least the vibe of that sweet citrus. This one is a great summer citrus scent that I get remarkable performance out of. And many websites, you can get the 1.7 ounce, which is what this is, for less than $20. And so that's been 8 fragrances. I'm going to give you some others as well. But those 8 fragrances you could get for around $180 or $190 online, depending on where you pick it up. So right around $200, even a little less. I'm going to give you some that you could swap out that would make sense to swap out. This one is a blue fragrance. Blue fragrance, you wear them anytime, anywhere. This one's a cologne of Dior Sauvage, kind of a blend of the EDT and the EDP. And this is about a $25 fragrance. I've even seen it for less. This is the Pride of Armaf, a great Sauvage cologne. It's about a 7-hour performer on my skin. I will often wear Sauvage on one side, Pride of Armaf on the other, just to stretch out my $120 Sauvage bottle. So I really like this one. It's a blue scent, super versatile, and I don't care what anybody says. I think Sauvage still smells amazing. Here's some super cheapies that you could swap out. That one's about a $25 or less fragrance you could swap out anywhere. This is a $10 fragrance you could swap out anywhere. This one is a clone of Spice Bomb minus the tobacco. So I think that makes it even more appropriate for warmer weather. Works great in the spring, great in the fall, still works in the winter, and even works in the summer. Just don't go crazy on your sprays. This is a $10 pickup Polo Club Blaze. Beverly Hills Polo Club Blaze. And so it smells a lot like Spice Bomb. You've got the woodsy notes, you've got the citrus, and of course you've got that spice, that complex spice that just meets you, the black pepper and nutmeg and cinnamon, and all of that is here. You just don't have that heavy tobacco that ties the original Spice Bomb a little more to cold weather. So that's a great pickup for $10. I've seen probably hundreds of these in rack stores through the years. All right, these are two $10 or $12 fragrances. I don't think I've ever mentioned these before in videos. 12 to 15, I've seen the prices vary little. These mostly sell on Amazon, and I found them to be good clones. It's just that they're like 6-hour performers rather than, 8, 10, 12-hour performers. The brand is CA Perfume, and I'll mention this one, their clone of BR540, the original, not the X-Straight. It's got a little bit of funk in the opening, something unpleasant for about the first 10 minutes or so, but then it'll settle down, and for the next 5-6 hours, you're going to be getting wafts of a very accurate BR540 clone. I would put this every bit as accurate as like Ariana Grande Cloud, maybe even more so. This one sticks a little closer to BR540, and man, it surprises me because I'll spray this on a few times and forget about it, and hours later, I'm still getting wafts of that wonderful, crystallized, airy, ozonic cotton candy beauty from BR540. And then this last one from the same company, CA Perfumes. None of these are sponsored, affiliate, anything. I'm just telling you cheap colognes that you can make a great collection with. This one is their version of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and it's got a very synthetic opening. Both of these, the opening is not great. But once you get past that sort of plasticky candy opening, again, for the next 5-6 hours, you're going to be getting wafts of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. And so both of these are EDP. They might perform even a little better than 6 hours or so. They're so cheap, though, and if you get the plastic spray bottles like these, it's the exact same EDP fragrance that you get in the glass bottle, which is $5 or $10 more. So check those out. I mean, they're not awesome. They're usually 4 stars out of 5 review on Amazon. I think that's probably about right. But if you're building a $200 collection and you want to throw in a $13 fragrance at the end, then this is a way to go. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I look forward to seeing what you add down in the comments. And again, Please subscribe to the channel. I love finding great value fragrances, and that's what I hope to be able to bring to you. I'm Justin. I'll see you on the next Sillage Scents video. Thanks.